What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to U2. Yes, indeed, U2 fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bobbidi bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Steve Smith, and this is actually one of Steve Smith's 3 prioritized requests for the month of March for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Steve. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Steve wanted to see me react to this song by U2 called Zoo Station. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, hold it, you have got to be kidding me. This is that song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by U2, surprise, surprise, and the video has 1.8 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Zoo Station. That's all I got. Got some artwork here. It does say U2 right here. Look, this is the link I was given. Okay, so if we're not in the right place, don't blame me. Blame Steve. It's his link I'm using. So there you go. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
I want to like this song. I really do, because there's a lot going for it. The chordal progression, root, down to the 7, down to the 4, back to the root again. Or you could go root, down to the 7, up to the 4. Or, and they do this sometimes, they will sometimes go root up to the 7, down to the 4. Back down to the root again. I mean, it's always those same 3 notes, but there's some variations. Sometimes it goes down to the 7, sometimes it goes up to the 7. It's a pretty easy progression to follow. It's not hard, but it's very pleasing to the ear. It resolves very well, especially from the 4 back to the root again. But transitioning from the minor 7 to the 4 is a nice jump. So it's that, fourth, fourth, fourth. I like it. It sounds good. No, I'm sorry. It's minor 3rd. Minor 3rd to the 4th. That's what it is. So yeah, the 7 to the 4 is the minor 3rd, and then the 4 to the root is, an integer of a perfect 4th. I wasn't sure about this at the beginning, but the more I'm thinking about this, the more it makes sense. The usage of the staggered entrances at the beginning of all those voicings, at first it just kind of sounded a little cacophonous to me, but here's the thing. The more I think about it and the more I look back on it, hearing where we are now in the song, it actually makes perfect sense, because all those voices that did come in staggered have been utilized since the beginning of the song. As soon as they came in, they became part of the song all the way up to this point. It's not like they just came in and made some sound for, 10 seconds and then they were gone, never to be heard from again. No, they stayed the whole time. So I wasn't really a big fan of it at the very beginning, but by the time we were about 20 seconds in, I was like, okay, I get it. It sounds good. Hopefully everybody stays in the game, and everybody has. So I like all the instrumentation, all the voicings. I like what's happening there. The groove and the feel of the song, I really like. I do. It's got a nice laid back groove, but there is a push there, and I like that. I really want to like this song. I do. But there's one major obstacle in the way of that happening. It's not what the vocals are doing. It's not what Bono is singing or how he's singing it. That all makes sense. That vocal effect, I'm sorry. It's a distraction. At best, it's a distraction. I've said this about vocals utilizing effects in the past. If you're going to utilize vocal effects, there needs to be a reason for it. There needs to be something happening within the lyrics that requires a vocal effect. Like, okay, if you have a character in the story that's being told, it's a evil character, a demonic character maybe. And let's say you put a voice split on it, like a minor 3rd, or give it that double tritone, split it into that minor triad, or maybe a minor 3rd with a flat 5. 1 minor 3 flat 5. Give it that devil tritone, and you put some distortion on there, maybe a little delay on there too. Okay, fine, because there's that character. You need to have the effect for that, to make that character stand out. Okay, sure, that makes sense. Something happening within the storytelling that requires a vocal effect, whether it be a delay or a distortion or an AM radio effect or a telephone effect, something that's needed. Like, okay, someone's speaking on the phone. Let's say husband calling his wife and, he's on the road or whatever, and it's been a couple weeks and he misses her and he's calling on the phone, and you put a telephone effect on the vocal for that point. That makes sense. No problem. Do it, because it adds to the storytelling. this vocal effect that they've got going on Bono's vocals, it's incessant. It's nonstop. It's been on there since the beginning. There's no variation. There's no there's no change in the lead vocal. Now, the backing vocal, also Bono, by the way, I can tell that's Bono's voice, is clean. Whenever his vocals come in clean, in the background, supporting what's happening with the lead vocal, that sounds really good. The backing vocal sounds good. The supporting vocal, the clean vocal, sounds really nice. I really wish we had that through the whole song, because that vocal effect it's really getting in the way of me enjoying the song fully, which is kind of a downer, because I want to like this. There's a lot here to like, but unfortunately that vocal effect is just squashing it. Anyway, let's keep going here. Sounds like a really pinched AM radio filter with a little bit of flange. See, the clean vocal sounds really good, but the lead vocal line's not that bad, man. It's wrecking it for me. Voices are pulling out. God, everything but the lead vocals sounded just fine. But unfortunately, the lead vocals had that effect going through the entire freaking song for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Well, look, every time you come up to bat, you're not going to get a home run. That's just a fact, you know. There's never been a single baseball player in the history of Major League Baseball, or any league of baseball for that matter, that has gone to bat and hit a home run every single time they come up to bat for an entire season. That has never happened in the history of baseball, and honestly, I don't see it ever happening. So you're not going to always hit a home run. Sometimes you're going to hit a double. Sometimes you're going to hit a single. Sometimes you're going to fly out or a line out or, worst thing, hit into a double play. God. Or the infamous strikeout, or you might get walked. I mean, there's always these different outcomes. And in this case, I don't know, man. I don't think it's a strikeout, but at the same time, it's not a home run. Let me get my thoughts together. Let me see what I can do about this. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was U2 with Zoo Station. This was a request from Steve Smith. And this was actually one of Steve's 3 prioritized requests for the month of March for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So There you go, Steve. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. I really wanted to give this a higher score, man. I tried. I really tried to give this the highest score I possibly could. And I mean, technically it is a high score, technically, but I mean, we're in the positives. But I really wanted this to be higher, but I couldn't justify it. So when I give this score, folks, please don't be surprised. Please don't be shocked. I know I'm saying that like, please. But, you know, I have a feeling some people may be a little taken back by this. But yeah, I promise, if you hear me out, you listen to my reasonings why, it will make sense. I guarantee you. It makes perfect sense to me. So let's get to that score, shall we? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.1. Yep, 7.1. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.1. What does that mean? Well, a 7.1 would translate to a really good skill rating. So overall, I think this was a really good song. Overall, okay? It would also get 4 to 5 stars and a B letter grade. Yes, B as in boy. So there you go, 7.1, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Okay, look, I really wanted to enjoy this song. I really did. I wanted to like this song more than I actually do. This song had a lot of things going for it. The chordal progression, relying very heavily on the root, to the 7 to the root, 7 root root, 7 root root, 7 root root. And then when they did change with the chordal progression, they followed a very simple format. 7 to the 4 to the root. Lots of songs have utilized that same progression. One of the first songs that comes to mind is a song by Judas Priest called You Got Another Thing Coming. Follows the exact same progression. Root, which for that song is F sharp. It goes to the E, which is the minor 7, down to the B, which is the 4, back to the F sharp again. There's a lot of other songs. That's just the first song that comes to mind. It's a very relatable pattern. It's a song. It's a chordal progression that everybody's heard at least once in some other song and during the course of their lives. So there's that feeling of familiarity. Okay, it's a smart move. It is an absolutely smart move. I'm not going to sit here and say it's an impressive chordal progression. It's not. It's literally 3 chords. It's very easy to follow. But it does sound good. It sounds comfortable, and with the groove of the song, it makes sense. Actually, it feels really good, especially within the tempo, the style, and the feel of the song, the groove of the song. Yeah, I got no issue with it. As far as what was going on instrumentally, I got no issue with anything that was happening there. Bass and drums locked in solid with each other. Guitar, lots of different layerings within the guitars, actually. I mean, we had distorted guitars with clean guitars with delay. So, I mean, there was some definite layering of guitars happening in there, which was nice, giving it a nice fuller sound. Don't know how you're going to pull that off in a live setting, but I'm sure you two would figure it out, probably with track usage. That's okay. Even what was happening with the vocals, as far as notation goes, I have no issue with what Bono sang or how he sang it. I have no issue with that whatsoever. My only gripe with this song was the usage of the vocal effects. I didn't see any need for it. It didn't make sense, especially the effects that were being used. It sounded like a very thick, no, I'm sorry, that's not the right word. A thin, but how should I say this? Heavily processed, but thin tone AM radio effect, along with a very slight flange, all being added onto Bono's lead vocal line. At all times, it was there on the lead vocal line. I know everyone's going to say, well, we heard him singing clean. Yes, you did. You absolutely did hear him singing clean as a backing supporting vocal. It was his voice layered in the background and with multiple voicings. But the actual lead vocal line had that effect on it the entire time. I do not understand why. It didn't add to any character development as far as I could tell. It didn't add anything to the story as far as I could tell that was being told within the song. There's really no rhyme or reason for it. And to be honest with you, I don't think it was a very appropriate effect. I don't think the effect was particularly done all that well. It sounded overly processed and yet thin at the same time. I liked his clean vocals. I really wish his lead vocal had been clean like that, like it was with his backing vocals the entire time. That would have been one obstacle I wouldn't have had to worry about getting over. But unfortunately, I couldn't get over that obstacle. That vocal effect really wrecked the song for me. And it's unfortunate. Like I said, I want to like this song more than I do. I want to enjoy this song more than I did. But unfortunately, because of that vocal effect, I just can't. And did it have an effect on the score? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Especially since that effect was on the lead vocal line. One of the most prominent parts of the song that got literally destroyed by a inappropriate and poorly utilized vocal effect. So, yeah, the score came down quite a bit. I'm not going to say how much, but it was more than just 0.1 or 0.2. I'll just leave it at that. But it's still, even with that obstacle, it's still getting a really good score, 7.1. What would it have been without the vocal effect? Who knows? I mean, I wouldn't know unless I heard it. I'll let your imaginations run wild on that one. But anyway, 7.1, that's where we're at, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.1, which is a really good skill rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.